Welcome, one and all, to King John's court. We are back.
Yep.
Another wonderful time here in the kingdom. I've invited you all to hang in my castle tonight. I got my man Jeffrey here.
Huh.
How you doing, Jeffrey?
Good. How you doing, man? Good to be here, hanging out.
We did this once about a month ago, sort of a free forum chat discussion where people from the kingdom, this comic community, could jump in and join if they had something they wanted to talk about. Or Jeffrey and I could just be complete morons, which we do very well.
Very well.
I appreciate all of you who came by. And as is normal, Jeffrey will announce the people from the chat.
Yes, we've got a lot of great people with us already. JP Budget's collecting first in the chat tonight. Good to see you, JP. Watching your video this morning, your CBSI 6 months later. Love that show. It's great. Thank you for doing it. Sam's Tangled Web. What's up? OG, triple OG. Sam's Tangled Web. Been doing it before anybody. Good to see you tonight. We've got Bear Island Comics. What's up, Bear Island, the man? Every time I see a Stephanie Hans cover, I think of you, Bear Island. Good to see you. TJ, the Slabdragon Watson. What's up? It wouldn't be considered a show unless you were here. Thank you for joining us tonight, guys. Oblivion Bar, my man. Good to see you tonight. Hope you're having a good one. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming. He is an awesome dude.
Robert Galvin, ka-choom.
We have a Slabdragon in the castle, and it's perfect. This is where a Slabdragon belongs in my kingdom always. Yeah. Kachung and Robert Galvin, thank you for coming. Robert Galvin, he rocks that Ren Fair style, so he knows how to behave in a kingdom. He is welcome in this court at all times. So tonight, I had several things I want to discuss. We definitely need more Jeffrey KomiKhan Henson in the world. This is back-to-back times with Jeffrey. I'm hanging out with Jeffrey twice this week, so it's a good week on that run. And TJ is dropping all kinds of bombs on my Instagram. Thank you, TJ, for the information.
Does he send you pictures like you send me pictures when I'm live?
He has not done something like that. Okay. No. What he sends me is usually far sexier. He sends me the fair market value for comic books I'm looking for.
Oh, nice.
So whenever I'm looking and hunting for something, TJ's been very nice enough to kind of like give me an idea of what I should be paying for that book. He has that Go Collect, and he has the CGC forums and all this great information. So when I need it, I'm not telling all of you to harass TJ because I don't know if he'll be as caring to the rest of the kingdom as he is to me. But I told him I was hunting for some books, and he sent me some information. So I appreciate that. The king gives you his thanks.
All right, hashtag lurking, Perry Comics in the house. What's up, Perry? We've
also
got Sam I Am. Thank you, Sam I Am, for joining us.
He's man. To do the eyes now. He
had to start a new channel, Comic Book Lurkers or something like that.
He did. He's been banned. Hey, we got to keep fairness in the kingdom, and he's just dropping hashtags on everybody's stuff. King don't play like that. So I wanted to start off with a light topic, something the chat can help us with. I'm curious about those underappreciated, undervalued characters in Marvel and DC's universe. I wanted to talk a little bit about these characters that are being underrepresented. Specifically, I was having a chat with Perry about how everybody on the Marvel side, Marvel, everything seems to have a Spider-Man or a Wolverine, and everything over at DC seems to have a Batman. I kind of want to hear more about those characters that are overlooked, misrepresented, and as a result, not as appreciated by the comic fan. So I'm curious, Jeffrey, you're a Marvel guy first and foremost. Is there a Marvel character you feel is underrepresented in pop culture, in comics, anywhere?
Well, I mean, yes. I'll throw a couple out there. Up until recently, within the last few years, I would have definitely said the Hulk. I mean, obviously, I'm a little biased, but since the MCU came around, like before the MCU, like the Hulk wasn't he was mainstream, but he wasn't like, it was always Spider-Man, the X-Men, Wolverine. It was never, about Hulk. And I found a lot more people are starting to enjoy the Hulk now, especially with the Immortal Hulk run. So, I mean, that's awesome. I don't really feel like I could throw him in there anymore. But back in the day, I feel like he would have been.
Yeah, before Immortal Hulk and before the Avengers movies, if you went back those 3 years or 4 years, I think definitely you could argue that he was underrepresented. Now, obviously, with Immortal Hulk being probably the most consistent book at Marvel and so hot, everywhere, it's harder to say he's underrepresented. Yes, Perry, I am talking about the E-listers, those comic characters that maybe aren't getting enough word out. Certainly in this comic community, there's a lot of Batman shows going around. I love me some Batman. There's a lot of talk right now about the X-Men. That's really important. I love the X-Men. But I do think characters get overlooked. C. Woodard, 19, just jumped in the chat. He's a huge Green Lantern fan. He would probably argue that overall, that's a character that gets put to the side a little too often, and that DC doesn't do enough for the Green Lantern. I'm just looking for other characters that people feel the same way about. Robert Galvin is saying, working hard on editing and find an intro to his channel. All right.
Nice. Yeah,
we will look forward to seeing that.
Jack-Yo. What up, Jack?
In the chat. Hello.
And then I don't know. You get into some. I feel like Cable is undervalued, underutilized. They kind of did a story on him in Extermination, and I just feel like he's the offspring of two major characters,
right?
But yet. And he's a very high-powered mutant, but yet they didn't really like. They tried to bring him in here and there, but I feel like they could have done more with him.
Mm-hmm. Perry shouted out Dazzler. I do think there's plenty of underappreciated or underrepresented mutants. I think often Wolverine gets all the talk. Sometimes Phoenix or Cyclops, but really I feel like it's just dominated by Wolverine in the discussions usually. So I appreciate a good underrepresented mutant like Dazzler. I wanted to shout out JP Budget Collecting mentioned the original Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, and how she gets ignored a lot. Also one of usually the most attractive looking characters in Marvel, Jessica Drew. Routinely drawn beautifully. There were some Frank Cho covers in that new Avengers run where she was used in a really prominent way as kind of not necessarily a leader, but sort of an organizer for the team. And they had some hot covers there. Yes, I totally agree with this one.
JP, whoop, 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 whoop. JP hit it. Yeah, for sure. Storm, absolutely. But I wasn't going to say her because she does kind of get some with the X-Men. But I was going to say Monica Rambeau. They just made a Captain Marvel movie. And they basically just skipped right over Monica Rambeau and went straight to the Brie Larson, Carol Danvers. But, that's cool and all, but I would rather, I'm probably one of the far smaller few, but I'd rather see Monica Rambeau Captain Marvel than Brie Larson.
And I think these underrepresented characters are often really, really loved and adored by fans. And
right, and that's a totally biased opinion right there. You know what I mean? So I mean, everybody's entitled to their own.
Represented even on YouTube channel discussions. How often do you hear about people having a Daredevil show, having a Storm discussion, having a Dazzler discussion?
I put Beta Ray Bill up there too.
Now Seawood is a DC guy, and he's got some DC ideas here. Look at that: Swamp Thing, Booster Gold, Animal Man, Phantom Stranger. Woo! I will say of those four, I've only read comics with one of them. That's how out of the loop I am on those characters. Booster Gold is the one I appreciate the most out of that list. Gotta love some Booster Gold.
I'm looking for that Booster Gold.
The number one?
Yeah.
It's a good book to go for because I don't think it's overpriced right now. I think at some point he will hit popularity, and that book has a lot of room to go up. I got a signed copy, and I really love it.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but I've seen some people specking on it over the last year. Not just recently, but over the last year. C. Woodard was one of them. I know I watched him pick one up for like $1 or something like that.
Sure.
Tony Sanders has been talking about that.
Chung, throwing out some love as well. Yeah, Tony's talked about, I think he and I bonded a little bit over Booster Gold for sure. Thank you, Robert Galvin, for telling people to subscribe. I have a contest going. So if you are new to my channel and you haven't watched that video, go search back a little. You'll find something fun for you, and hopefully you can win some things. Can someone explain why there are no crowns on the head of King John? It's right here, sir. I'm sorry if it's too shiny bright for you to see on your phone, but it is right here, always here. Sam's always talking about Daredevil because Sam has good taste. Ooh, here's a good one, Robert Galvin. Scarlet Witch. My daughter Kate would be right agreeing with you. Loves Scarlet Witch. Way, way, way interested.
Brian McDonald. What's up,
The
Brian?
Living Tribunal. Ooh, look, now we're mentioning some gods. I love it. Yes, this chat is on fire, Rod. I agree. Dr. Fate. Thank you. Oblivion Bar. You know, Kali and I, we don't necessarily see eye to eye DC Marvel. He is way more DC than me, but he knows good DC. And I will say, I think Dr. Fate and Static are both really cool, underappreciated characters.
What's up, Mr. Gretzky?
And I got another DC one real quick. Superboy Prime has been a fun character, both as a hero and a villain, because he's been back and forth over the years.
Optimus Prime. Yeah.
TJ mentions White Tiger. And
White Tiger, which one? Which one though? Because I like the female White Tiger. I didn't know there was another one. I was only familiar with.
I loved the Daredevil Bendis run, and in that run, Daredevil trains the female White Tiger after she gains the power, because we get to see the death of the original White Tiger. It's a good storyline. I thought it was really, really well done. John has a Booster Gold run in the mid. Oh, Jeff Johns did a Booster Gold run. Sorry, I'm trying to read all the chat here and keep up with it. You guys are moving so quickly here. So, yeah, Jeff Johns must have done a Booster Gold run in the 2000s, and I'm going to have to check that out. Let me write that down. Whoop.
Whoop, 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 whoop. What's up, guys?
I got my notes. This is partly why I'm doing this. I'm doing this partly because I always like finding more stuff to read.
Knights of Old. What's up, Knights of Old?
So let me skip to the very back here. I didn't know that Jeff Johns did a Booster Gold run, so now I got to know. Thank you very much. Always, C. Woodard, always with the information. If you have not subscribed to C. Woodard, you're missing a lot of good information. He's a big Green Lantern fan as well.
Robert Galvin mentioned Submariner, which I think if you're thinking about getting on the Submariner train, now is the time to do it. You can still get the books fairly cheap because you're probably going to want to get some of those old Tales to Astonish, which are still affordable. From everything, like I keep hearing a bunch of rumors that they're going to bring them into the MCU. Like, I don't have it. I've got a few like Tales to Astonish Submariner with Incredible Hulk. I don't have like any of the earlier ones. I do have some of the Jay Lee Namor Savage Namor or whatever that one is. But
Rob loves the Puerto Rican White Tiger.
Yeah, boy.
Harry, behave yourself. I have a wrench. TJ, yes. Control him.
What's up, Dave?
Did TJ ever tell us which version of the White Tiger? I didn't see that he told us which version. Maybe he just likes all of them, which, again, respect the idea in general. Submariner. Yep, there's a Submariner. Pip the Troll. My daughters love Pip the Troll. They think he's funny.
Who's that?
Bear Island. He's making fun of Pip the Troll.
Who's Pip the Troll?
Pip the Troll is like someone that works with Adam Warlock in the Infinity Gauntlet stories.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
White Tiger love handing around there. JSA. John, if possible, read 52 Weeks first if you haven't. I heard that storyline, the 52 issues, was really all over the map and not particularly good. I own a few issues like the Renee Montoya Becoming the Question, which I thought was great. Perry needs a wrench. No, you don't.
Oblivion Bar. I have like I have like the first 52 issues of Green Lanterns, which is the Simon Baz Jessica Cruz run, and I really like that. I don't know if you're saying that you did too, and you're wondering why Simon Baz dropped off, or you're just mentioning that. But those issues I liked. I liked Jessica Cruz. I thought Simon Baz was cool. I will say that's the only Green Lantern series I have ever read. I picked it up, and I really did like that.
I don't know who Phantom X is.
I didn't either.
Gambit. Cool. I don't know if Sam I might be out of the loop on that one. I don't know that I know who that character is. I need to learn.
Somebody even sent me X-Men 266 first appearance Gambit.
And part of why I'm doing this is I know that there were several unusual characters thrown into House of X, Powers of 10, Destiny, was a character that a lot of people had never heard of before, didn't know who they were. I had trouble remembering all the background for Nimrod. I know that some people felt that they didn't necessarily know enough about Moira McTaggart to know if she'd always been a mutant or if this was new, right?
Kyle Walker. Yeah.
2 is excellent, written by Johns, Wade, Rucka, Morrison. Can't lose with that team. It's a good team, but again, I've heard repeatedly people tell me that it goes up and down, but I will write it down because I trust you, C. Woodard. Phantom X is awesome, underrated X character. All right, look at this. From Grant Morrison's run. Okay, so some Grant Morrison X-Men love going on in here.
Darkhawk. Reggie would love that.
John, read the DC miniseries Cosmic Odyssey. Ooh, Knights of Old giving me some good stuff. Yeah, so I think what I enjoy is getting these conversations going sometimes where people can interact with other layers, because I think oftentimes there are a lot of underrepresented parts. And I love Batman, but I love also things like when Matt Thanatos and Boy Who Had Seven were doing their Green Lantern breakdown regularly. I enjoyed it because I didn't know enough about Green Lantern, and I appreciated getting that deep dive.
Right.
And I think there's a lot of characters that are underrepresented like that.
Absolutely. I agree.
Bear Island, talk about Batwoman. I'm assuming you mean, is it Kate Kane? Isn't that her name?
Yeah, but part of that, like, if you think about it, maybe in some of those situations, it's not that the character didn't get love. Maybe it's like the way that they were written in certain stories. Like if they finally did get their own story and it didn't work out because it wasn't written very well. Sometimes they're just written as background characters, and the writers don't bring enough characters to the forefront because, I mean, comic books 32 pages, and you're trying to make it sell. You're going to put those characters. You're going to put Wolverine in it. You're going to put Wolverine on the cover. You're going to feature Wolverine. Same with Spider-Man. Same with other characters.
You got to sell it, right? You got to sell your book. But at the same time, I feel like sometimes what gets overlooked is good storytelling for the sake of popular.
No, that happens too, and I think when crediting that,
I was talking to you offline about how when Alec and I sat down to read Hulk 181, the facsimile edition for book club, we were both impressed by the Wendigo. We were like, who cares about this random Canadian guy? I want to learn more about the Wendigo. I thought the Wendigo became a much more interesting character in those issues.
Yeah, and that was the thing I took, because I read the facsimile edition too. I'd never read the story before, and with all the hype and the buildup of Wolverine's first appearance, you're expecting this giant battle between Hulk and Wolverine, which really wasn't what happened. Like, I mean, if you haven't read the story, it's more like they're both trying to attack the Wendigo, and then like eventually at the end of it, they kind of like work together, and then. And the Wendigo has this really emotional story where they're trying to break the curse, right? That is on the Wendigo, and that storyline with the friend and the girlfriend is like powerful. It is, because the friend ends up giving his life, because the friend actually loves the girl, right? Like he's in love with her, but she's in love with the other guy. There's a bit of a love triangle thing going on. Yeah, and he ends up giving his life for the other guy because he loves the girl and wants to make her happy, and kills himself in the end. And yeah, it had less to do with the Hulk versus Wolverine than I was expecting going into it. Because I honestly think they didn't know if that character was going to be popular. They were just trying to do something with him. And then, of course, it obviously blew up way beyond any expectation. Yeah. Bear Island still shouting out that Kate Kane. Definitely a toughie. I want to say I haven't read enough of her, and they were mentioning the story. Is it Elegy? I probably can't pronounce it. Did you pick this up, Bear Island? I know you're the big Stephanie Hans. This was the only one they had left at my store, my LCS, when I went in, and I was super stoked. I didn't even know there was a Stephanie Hans variant. Hashtag knowledge. Wendigo, yeah, I think Wendigo's storyline, as far as this character who's this human who's possessed by this sort of Inuit beast, this beast of legend, and then can't really control it. Something similar to the Hulk. And then having people that were trying to rescue him from the dilemma that he was in. It made for a good story for the Hulk to come into it,
He says it's on his way. He's waiting
Nice.
for that book.
Yeah.
Ooh, White Whale's getting it to him. Look at that. Or telling him about it. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, I didn't know about it. I just walked in and they actually had it up on the top shelf because it was a special variant. And I was like, yeah.
Did they overcharge you for it, or?
Well, yeah, they had it marked for $12. I paid $8, so I mean, they gave me a little discount.
Yeah, I was just making sure I spelled elegy correctly. Yes,
Elegy.
they did it too. So sorry, I'll put that back up. Oblivion Bar has done some great videos. They read some stories that I really love and some ones that I'm not familiar with. In particular, they recently did Superman, the All-Star Superman, the Grant Morrison run. And I thought that was a really great breakdown of that first storyline and what Grant Morrison did with Superman. I really, really loved it. And then there you go, Batwoman Elegy as well.
Yeah, speaking of John's giveaway that he's doing, he's giving away a Catwoman, signed Joelle Jones Catwoman. So if you get that book, it's a possibility that I'm the one who is actually holding that book and got it signed by Joelle Jones.
It's probably got Jeffrey's fingerprints.
You might get a little bit of my love.
A little bit of Jeffrey, a little bit of John, and a little bit of Joelle Jones.
Yes. Just saying.
Yeah. It was hard for me to get rid of that one, but I have enough stuff signed by her that I'll survive.
Oh, yeah. I think we got a bunch signed by her that day.
I'm having trouble clicking. I'm sorry. Here we go.
No,
Batwoman series. You probably want to read Elegy first. Yeah, there's a lot of good DC series coming up. And I've just started reading about The Question, which is a really cool character that was a man. And then they've reinvented it as a woman with Renee Montoya in that part. And I thought it was great. Look, there's some people buzzing me here. Yeah. As always, this is the King's Court, and if you wish to join in, if there's a larger topic that you would like to join in, you can either drop it in the chat or you can let me know on Instagram, and I can try to throw you into this mix here with Jeffrey and I. I wanted to also spend some time talking a little bit about YouTube and about this community. Last time we spent a lot of time talking about channels and our decisions why we are doing YouTube. I wanted to talk about channel growth and channel evolution, right? Jeff, how do you feel like your channel has changed since you first started it?
Well, basically, I don't have one. No, just kidding.
Huge change.
Yeah, things changed, evolved. I've got a job and I'm making a lot less content on my own channel. I feel like I do a decent amount every week on other people's, but on mine a lot less. And it's just, I've gotten to a point where I get home and I'm tired. And, it takes a lot of the motivation to sit down and try to record a video and then edit it away. But as far as evolving, other than that, when I first started out, I had a really crappy camera. It was just all I could do to make a little video with this camera, right? And then eventually I bought a better camera. YouTube changed. We started doing a lot of group things where we needed webcams. I bought a webcam, started streaming. Use different. We started out using Hangouts. You know what I mean? And Hangouts, kind of plain and simple. And here we are, like a month into everybody using StreamYard. Things have gotten better. I couldn't tell you one of the biggest. I don't know if not necessarily an evolution, but all the new people that come. And I don't mean just making videos. The faces, the people you see in the chats is always getting bigger. It's growing. Yeah. There's new people coming and going. Auctions are getting real big. Like there was a point in time when, we were just doing videos, and a lot of it was edited videos. And then live got really big, and everybody's going live and doing live shows. And then we got auctions. A lot of people are doing auctions. So I just feel like it's an ever growing YouTube, and everybody's trying to adapt and change to get to where the next person is. Like everybody wants to have a good quality video. I mean, you see somebody who's got the editing capabilities or software, and they're putting out these super high quality videos. I mean, that's what I'd like to be. Can
I show? Speaking of this, there's several jokes in the chat. JP Budget Collecting, very funny. He thought your channel didn't exist, that you were just the guest star on everybody else's channel. But I wanted to throw this out. I learned today about an editing app. I'm going to show you. It's on my phone, so you know what the app looks like. But you can shoot video on your phone, you can edit the video on your phone, and then you can upload it to YouTube from your phone. So for people that are like, I know Chris Barrett does this, I know that JD does this. So this is the name of the app. It's called KineMaster, and I'll type it in the chat right now. Kaine and then Master, and it's free. But there are like you can do add-ons for certain stuff. This is what the app. There's Kate surfing. Sorry. And then that's what the app symbol looks like, the letter K, with looks like a film reel behind it. Perry, you won't know what a film reel looks like, but don't worry about that. So you can use it for your editing if you feel like Jeffrey does, and like I do sometimes, where it's hard to lug the computer around, to edit all on the computer, to make a hard copy, to upload. This actually uploads a whole lot quicker from what I hear. Seawood says, the more I work, the less I get a chance to make content. Miss being able to stream weekly on Tuesdays. Yeah, I miss those shows, Seawood. I was trying to jump in there a lot when you were doing that. Yeah, editing does hurt the brain, Sam. I agree. When we all starting chat-you-bait channels, just talk comics and get paid for nothing. Yeah. So for me, like I look back and my channel has changed a lot. Like you're saying, I started by editing a lot of videos. If you go back to the beginning of my channel, you'll see, by the way, for those that don't know, we just had my channel, our 1-year anniversary. We officially became John's Comics with Kids on like August 5th. So we've been John's Comics with Kids since then. And on that day, I dropped a video with Kate and then a video with Charlie where they were sharing a story that they had read. And they were like, Kate was The Vision and the Scarlet Witch from the 80s. And Charlie, it was The Wedding of Jean Grey and Scott Summers. And they both read these comics, and then they sat with me to talk about it. I edited it together, and then I put them both up the same day. So it's been a year. And since then, I've noticed I've done a lot less editing stuff. I did a lot of that at the beginning. And then, like Jeffrey's saying, it evolved into Hangouts was the thing, right? Everybody was doing somewhere from August to October. That's what I did. But then in October, it became Hangouts, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Everybody was doing live streams. Everybody was joining each other in live streams. I started doing book club. I started doing the Saturday morning comics with the girls. That was kind of like the thing. Everybody was doing that. And then this has gone on for quite a while, but the new evolution seems to be back to shorter edited videos a little bit. It seems like a lot of people are trying to have, like Perry does great short edited videos as well as his epic lurker live streams.
What's up, Comics for Blame? I agree. Savage Dragon, for sure.
My question for the chat would be, do you have a preference? What is it that you're coming to YouTube to find? And if you're watching this on the rewind, please drop me a note in the chat, because I would love to know, as somebody that creates content, what does my audience like? Do they prefer short edited videos? Do they prefer longer live streams? Or do they like a little mix of everything? What do you look for?
I think it's probably a mixture of personality. Like me, like sitting down and staying focused on anything, it doesn't matter what it is, for like more than 10 minutes can be rough. I'm not everybody has that problem. That's the Jeffrey problem right there, you know. So
well, and I don't listen to a lot of longer ones on the rewind, but if I have like work to do, like I'm working in the yard a lot lately, I've been digging up things. I just put the episode on, I boost the volume up, my neighbors can hear, you know, Jeffrey or Tony Sanders or whatever, and I can work and listen to a show. Yeah. So in those moments, I like the longer ones. But at the same time, I like the shorter ones when it's just me and I'm up in the morning and I'm watching a couple little videos. Let's see what some of the people are saying here. I know Rod is always shouting out my starting line videos. He wants more of those. I do need to make more. I got 2 in the works and then many other ones down the line. I just Zlos is saying, honestly, everything, it all depends on the mood. I agree. That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, for sure. I do too.
Short and quick is fun, says Perry.
Live is good too. Like I enjoy the interaction and live streaming and chatting, that kind of thing. I don't know. It just depends, because half the time I'll put on YouTube on my TV at night and lay on the couch and fall asleep watching it. So like,
John walking around with a metal detector. What am I doing with a metal detector in my backyard? I don't get that joke, but Rod thinks it's hilarious because Rod's laughing a lot.
I just went and checked my channel. In 3 days, it will officially be a year since I made.
I knew that we were really, really close. It's funny. So like, you look at Reggie, Comic Tom, and Bueller all started within like a week or 2 weeks. And then you and I started within like a week. It was kind of like, but we were like 7-8 months later, and they've all gotten huge. And you and I are just chilling.
You got like double the amount of subscribers I do.
Size does not matter.
Yeah.
At least that's what I've been told over and over again. How do I like StreamYard? I'm enjoying it a lot, and I love that it's still free. I don't know that I'm ready to pay to go on YouTube. I don't know that I'm really interested in doing that. So I do enjoy it for now. You want me to block Perry? You want me just to put him in timeout? If he was on the show, I would do that for him. Who's going to mention You did it first, brother, not me. I didn't do it. I didn't mention it. Yeah, when I first got started, I thought it was interesting. When I first got started and we were trying to find times to do live streams, it was a big deal if you took a time spot that somebody else had. Do you remember that?
I do. I've always had feelings about that.
There was a competition vibe, and when New Comic Book Day book club, with Alec and I, our book club, picked, that 8 o'clock Wednesday night, there was apparently other shows at that time, and they got really mad at us. I definitely got some like comments on Instagram and messages, people saying, no, you can't. This is our time slot. You can't use this. And I was like, we were like nobody. We got like 10 viewers that first night. Like, I don't know what they were upset or worried about, but it was a big deal. It was like a prime real estate thing. And I was like, it's 11 o'clock Eastern. Like, I don't know how prime time we are, but it was a real big deal. I think that was a cool evolution to go from then to now, where now there is a bit of a scheduling with shows, like Miss Explain says. But at the same time, everybody's really cool about it. Like, I'm not ruining the auction that Big Lion Cat is doing. If people want to be in that auction, if you're looking to buy books, that's definitely the place to be. But there's definitely going to be people that are like, I don't want to watch an auction. I'm trying to save my money. Like, I would rather hear good comic talk. And hopefully we can give you half of that. But,
Well, we're not talking about our channel, guys. There's millions of YouTube channels. There's millions of people who watch YouTube. There's millions of different types of channels, video games, fashion, beauty, home repairs, all this stuff. When those people make videos, they're not worried about like who's live right now or who's going to get upset because I put this video. Like, my whole thing is you do your thing. Like, if people are busy watching this auction and they want to watch your stuff, they'll go back and watch it after the auction. Or if if you're watching somebody's channel instead of somebody else who's live, that's fine. That's cool.
I love Signed Comics. He's an awesome guy. You should definitely check in with him. We have missed you, sir. I miss your shows. You are an awesome member of the community, and I'm super happy when I see you in chats. You bring a smile to my face.
Yeah.
I think that's changed. Don't you think, though, that people are less territorial about time slots now? That it's a little bit, there's like Sam I was saying, there's a lot of people that like, it doesn't matter. Someone is always on.
Yeah. I guarantee you. I don't know. Like, I never fed into that too much. Like, and like, I'm just kind of, I go with it. Like, so if somebody's like, okay, well, we'll do the show at this time instead of this time, because I'm like, okay, sure, well, that's fine.
There were definitely people doing book clubs and read-alongs and reviews way before us. So definitely nice of you to say, Gray Matter Hulk, but not so true. I appreciate that.
Yeah, Perry, just go live and watch other people. Why?
Right? There's Perry. Yeah, you could double up. You can double dip. You can see two shows at the same time now, Perry and whatever he's watching. For me, I think that has been a great evolution. I really, really prefer to see people understand that, like, what I've always kind of said was there's enough internet for everybody.
Absolutely.
And that people will find the show and watch the show that they want.
Right.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the notification bell? Because I think it's a cool thing that maybe not everybody knows how it works, and it's a good way for people to make sure they're watching what they want.
I have all my notification bells turned off.
But can you explain how it works for people?
Oh yeah, you click on it, and if you're like, So basically like resubscribing almost. It's like so that you click on the little bell so that anytime that person goes live, it pops up on your phone and it'll send you a message and say so-and-so's going live right now.
And it doesn't always work, I will say, but usually
that's why I turned it off, because I was getting notifications like I'd get your notifications, I'd get KomiKhan's notifications, I remember one time I got an I Love Signed Comics notification a week after. Like I was getting the notifications like a week later, and I'd be going back like, no, they're not live right now. They're not live. What is going on? I was getting all my notifications like a week later, so it just throwing me off.
Yeah, and I will agree with Kingpin Comics.
Yeah.
I definitely feel like a big reason why I've been doing this is because these are the chats you usually can't have with people in real life, because we don't all of us have friends who love comics that are nearby to us that we can
Absolutely. I agree 100% with that, because everybody that you see me on their shows are like not nearby me. So like I chat comics with a comic book shop owner, and that's about it.
Right. So. Yeah, that it used to be, and I've heard Reggie talk about this being a very lonely hobby sometimes, and that those conversations would usually only be for the 5 to 10 minutes maybe that you're in the comic book shop. But I think having found this YouTube community, it's amazing that that conversation can now live outside of that world and is accessible at any time, which is kind of cool. All right. Jeffrey's gone silent on me.
So I was laughing at Rod. My phone's turned off right now, Rod. You got to hit me up.
Stop texting him. Stop distracting him. This is my show. I get to distract him when I want to. Rod's going to be in trouble. Let's see what Mr. Gretzky says. When I started in 2010, we didn't really have a community yet. Those cats set the bar for all the new guys. I totally agree, Mr. Gretzky. Those guys like the Great Legend, the original Comic Core guys, and then of course later after them, you got the last year, or maybe the last 2 years, you've got the Bueller's, Toms, and Reggies that came after those guys.
Yeah, and for sure. I don't know a lot of this stuff, like a lot of the people from way back in the day.
And I'm glad that you downloaded it, Jackie. If it makes it easier for you to make edited content, that's awesome. And it's, from what I understand and the little I've played with it, it's fairly easy to use. It's like free, and you can
we played with it a lot.
I just downloaded it today.
That was a joke.
I know. I don't get any money for it. It's not like my randomizer app. I own all the stock in randomizer. You don't want more than 100 watching for great chat engagement. Ooh, that's an interesting comment. Do you understand what he's trying to say there, Jeffrey? It sounds like
no, I do, because I've been in chats with like 50, 60 people, and the chats just go 100 people. I'm sure it'd be the same thing, you know?
Yeah, and I remember when Bueller would have a chat and it was like just packed, a couple hundred people in there, and you can't keep track of it. But a chat like this, where you're talking 27 people, as what I've seen right now, that's like ideal.
27? We really got 27 people watching? What?
That's what it says on my live thing right now, but I don't know. Maybe that's off.
That's sweet, dude.
Jabroni is down with edited videos, and he makes great edited videos. He just dropped his unboxing and new bourbon tasting today.
That white label, man. He's up on that white label today.
Yep.
Where's the Jameson? Are you drinking any Jameson tonight?
I drunk way too much with Rod last night. I will tell you, that was far more than the King usually takes. So I'm just drinking water out of my Penguin cup again tonight. Got my Penguin here. Just trying to hydrate. Tom and Reggie chats are hard to follow. I agree, JP. I'll tell you this, though, JP. It depends on which one you get in on. Every once in a while, Reggie does a midday live stream, and he'll talk about a new book or something, and you get like 30 to 40 people in there, and it's perfect. I feel like you can really get in on it. But when he's doing like trivia night, or it's hard. It's hard. That's a lot of people. I totally agree. Let's talk about the ways channels have evolved for like the way we see our own channel going. Do you have any idea where you want to see your channel go? Or are you just like, I just want to keep playing in the playground. That's all I want.
Yeah, I mean, in a sense, I'd like to. I'm that like slow and steady. I'm on that slow and steady approach. Like I started out hot and, you know, real hot, and got kind of like to a point where it was like just overwhelming in a sense. So now I'm taking this approach where I'm just like, I don't have any set rules. I don't have any set times I'm going to put out a video, but I am going to keep doing it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just kind of doing it at my own pace, and I'm planning for like longevity. So I figure if I just kind of go on my own path and do kind of like my own thing, eventually, you know, I'll get to that road that it takes me to. Like, I don't have a set goal. Like, I'm not trying to say, oh, I want 5 million subscribers or anything.
No,
like
I meant more like the kinds of things that you make on your channel or that you are involved in on other channels. Do you see an evolution of where you would like the things you make to go? I wanted to point out Comics for Blame here, who says his poor lady friend has to act like she cares because he doesn't have enough comic book friends to talk to.
Oh, yeah.
My lady has been there many times.
Yeah. I've been in that position before in the past. Yes.
I agree, Kingpen. Reggie does a great job trying to talk to a chat, even when it's that big. He does a great job of looking at the chat and checking in with it. It's hard. I mean, I've been in like Gem Mint. I believe the TiVo Lord of the Long Box is on Gem Mint tonight or tomorrow, and that's hard. Gem Mint, he's got thousands of subs, and that chat can just blur by. I have a hard time handling it. So where do you see the things you're making go? Do you want to change what you're making? Do you see it continuing to change?
Well, yeah, I mean, in a sense of like changing, because I'm always like evolving as a person, I guess. It's about comic books for sure. Maybe like sometimes I might do some random pickup videos or unboxings, and I've tried a lot of things. But back when I was really playing around with ideas and things, my camera, my setup, it wasn't that good, so like people didn't watch my videos as much. I don't know, like that's kind of part of the reason like I don't do as much now, because like I just sometimes I feel like I don't have anything to do a video about. So but joining in other people's chats are way easier.
That guy Jeffrey does a great job shouting out the chat. Says ka-chung.
What?
He does. And I'll tell you, that's the drawback of StreamYard. You don't necessarily need a Jeffrey. If I can just click on anybody's comments and just boom.
Dang. Already
Jeffrey the Jester, you got to have him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like for me, I can definitely see myself moving to a place where I have more consistently edited video. It's just the time involved is the challenge, and getting to that place where I can pull that off is really the challenge. Jabroni says he still uses his iPhone X to record all his videos, and I will say I've been using my iPhone to record all the starting line videos.
So I was thinking about things today, and for the first time in like 2 months, I had to charge the battery on my video camera. So just saying, no promises, but there might be something coming in the future. So
I would love a series of like videos from you where you just pick like, 2-3 issues that go together in the Hulk, like 180, 181, 182, and just like talk about these little stories.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. My LCS buys collections every once in a while. When they come in, they do the thing that a shop has to do, which is they go through and pull all the keys out, right? And then they're left with all of these books that are like really great books, really talented writers and artists, but they're not a first appearance. They're not a key death or whatever, right? Somebody making jokes. Jeffrey Gone Wild.
Yeah. I think he's trying to get me to take my shirt off.
And so what happens is then they're stuck with these books, and my LCS will do a sale where they'll basically like sell those for $1. They'll have a box full of like Thor, right? Older mid-run Thor books in the 100s and 200s, stuff that people don't necessarily want because there's no keys in it, but they're like for $1, they'll just clear that stuff out. It's not like Amazing Spider-Man where most of the issues will sell for the price they're worth. I would love to hear more about like the Hulk, where I know that for like my LCS got a big Hulk collection a few years back, and they were like, they didn't know what to do with them. They pulled out the big ones, and then they just kind of like, they just had a sale and gave them away. You would be the guy that would be like, I know that story. That's a great storyline.
Yeah. No, I could. I guess there's all kinds of things that you think about, but in the end, it's just like, I don't feel like I have that creative thought process enough to like come up with something original.
Well, and I love doing that part. It's just hard to fit in everything, right? Like I do top 5 episodes with Ryan. I'm doing movie reviews with Perry. It's just where do you fit it in? And obviously,
sometimes that's why I feel like I work better with other people because I don't always have to come up.
And that's the benefit of the live stream, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've always got like a thought or an opinion or something to say, or once somebody gets my brain firing in a certain direction, then I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. But sometimes it's hard for that direction process to get started.
TJ, I don't think Matt Thanatos watches a lot of YouTube anymore, so don't take it personally. I watch your videos. They are excellent. And if you guys don't sub up TJ, you're missing out. And look, see, there's JP shouting you out, buddy. Jeffrey, he's missing some videos. He misses your videos.
Yeah, I keep making them. I'm not quitting by any means, ever.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, for a collector who really loves a character,
yeah,
to see them talk about maybe forgotten storylines, the ones that don't have you can't go and buy that in a trade because it's just not as well known or cared for. It's nice to have somebody who cares about that character be able to say, hey, this is a worthy read as well.
Yeah. We're getting some video game suggestions. I got plenty of video games, but I did a video game. Video one day, like it bombed. So I was like, oh, nobody wants to watch that.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about what is a bomb. Because like I've been doing these starting line videos, and a bunch of them have like 70 views.
I'd say that's good. Like,
I mean, success.
Well, I guess it depends. You have twice the amount of subs for me. I figure anything that gets like 30 views or less for a guy like me is a bomb.
Okay.
But if you're double than me, I'd throw out like 65.
He walks in very close, very carefully, Rod. Just very.
He doesn't. He's got like a system up above in his ceiling, and he like monkey bars across his house.
Is this like what's her name? Catherine Zeta-Jones, where she's like crawling under the laser beams and stuff. She's got
He's got it all set up ninja style. He's like jumping up and down, doing backflips over all his stacks.
That's too funny. Yeah, so I look at a video and I'm like, oh, it only gets 70 views. And then you do a live stream, and a live stream will easily get 100 views, like without any challenge. So
yeah, I'd also like to know with live streaming is how they count a view. Like, say somebody watches your channel for like 5 minutes, and then something else pops up.
I think they count it.
Watch it, but then they go and watch something else, and then they come back and they start watching.
Ooh, interesting.
Is that so? Like, say you get 107 views, but maybe only 60 of those people watched from beginning to end, and like 60 other people was really only like 30 people that jumped in and out and came back or something. I'm not sure how it works. I was just a thought that I always had because I'm like, really? There's 100 people that watch my videos? You sure it wasn't somebody?
That Ronan guy is dropping knowledge. I agree that, and with this comment, more than zero is a win. I totally agree. I just at the same time, you want to feel like, hey, I hope people like this stuff. But if they don't even watch it, it's hard to know. Yeah, the king needs a business card or a sign to put up in his LCS. You support them, they support you.
Comics for Blame, he says, I haven't cared about Hulk since I was a kid, but that Al Ewing will get me to buy most any time. Al Ewing, I think, in my opinion, Al Ewing is killing it right now. I agree with you 100% on that. There we go.
And I haven't read a lot of Al Ewing outside of this run. Have you read anything that he's done beyond this?
Yeah, he was in like that Avengers No Road Home and No Surrender. He wrote.
Okay. Because he's an older writer. Like, he's not like one of these like Donny Cates, I'm 25 and I'm writing comic books. He's been writing for a while, from what I understand.
I actually just recently got his autograph on midtowncomics.com. It was like 30% off cover price. It was like $239 or $339
for a signed Immortal Hulk.
Yeah, signed Immortal Hulk, Al Ewing with certificate of authentication.
That's epic.
I was like, shit, I'm not passing that by. I got it around here somewhere.
Are you talking about me doing my Catherine Zeta-Jones dance here? Is that what you guys were talking about? Making fun of my my moves here? I saw Rod made some joke. He liked the move I did. So like channels evolve, and and I know that can be frustrating. So like I started watching Comic Tom when he first started, and he was doing a lot more reviews and breakdowns. He did a whole thing.
Ronan.
He did a whole thing on Ant-Man, Second Chance Man, which was a storyline involving Scott Lang as Ant-Man. And it was amazing. I loved it. I laughed. I thought it was hysterical. He also did these breakdowns he did that huge Infinity Gauntlet breakdown with Ryan. I loved that stuff. And then, of course, it shifted a little bit into the spec, because I know that speculation videos are just more popular, and I think that, it's easier to draw an audience in by giving them the stuff that they're already on YouTube looking for. It's just that stuff never really interested me. Like, I don't necessarily want to make I appreciate a good speculation video and I will watch them. I just don't know that I want to make that. And I know that stuff is very popular versus the review videos he would spend time on. He mentioned to me, like, they wouldn't get nearly as many views as a speculation video.
Yeah. Well, everybody wants to be ahead of the game and get the next hot thing. So speculation does get a lot of views, which, I mean, I don't spec really, because I just don't feel like I have enough knowledge to be like trying. Because when you start specking and you start doing spec videos, you're guiding people. Whether you want to say, oh, don't listen to me, do your research, do whatever. Like, you give your opinions out there, like that's incentivizing people to go and buy that, whether that's what you're trying to do or not. That's just the name of the game. That's how hobbies, that's how collecting goes, that's how everything, not just comic books. You want to talk about any type of collecting, that's the name of the game, and nothing wrong with it. But I just don't feel comfortable enough with the knowledge I have in certain books to go out there and do it. Like, okay, now if you watch, I'll do a little speculation with like Immortal Hulk series books, and that's the only thing that I've ever felt comfortable speculating. But I mean, I watch them. I watch people speculating. I buy certain books based on what I hear people speculating about. Not everything. I'm not a big key chaser. Like, I bought Excalibur issue #1 because Tony Sanders was talking about it. I paid like $3 for the book. It wasn't a big book, but I found it. I bought it. Certain things like that.
Yeah, and I think that the evolution of those channels, so it connects back to this idea of evolution, that those channels have evolved, and it's clearly been hugely successful, because you look at what Reggie and Tom have done, and they've become incredibly successful, and I'm blown away by their skill as presenters, as speakers, editors, and they make incredible product. It's just, when we talked last time we did the King's Court about your own identity, how do you create your own identity as a channel? And at the same time, you want to be true to whatever you firmly believe in. And for me, speculation just hasn't been something I'm interested in. Blasted or Stash It just jumped in. Thank you, guys. It says here, we've been doing live shows for over 3 years, and it's been a slow climb for subs and viewers. And I totally see that, like, it's the challenges and the grind on trying to grow to a place where you could be a business in some ways and make a living in comics. Because I'll tell you, unless you are Marvel or Diamond or something, making a living in comics as an LCS or whatever, or a YouTuber, that's a really hard target to hit.
It is. Absolutely. It's a hard.
Just give me a second. I'm going to rename this video real quick.
Hey, Kachung, so just so you know, like, when I'm live, John is always sending me pictures of naked women to try to get me laughing on screen and stuff. So, like, there is a little bit of that involved sometimes.
I was typing #worth it.
Mad Mike, what's up, buddy? Comics for Blame.
Oh yeah, Mad Mike. Guys. Thanks for coming by, man.
Yeah.
So I know that, like, I respect those people that are able to make a living in comics, because it's just, there's not a lot of money on most sides of the comic book game.
And a lot of it is speculating and selling.
On the Marvel side or the Diamond side, maybe there's some money, but on the purchaser reseller side, there's just nothing. And if you can do that, then I'm more spec to you. And more power to you. I was reading Comics for Blame says reading is better than spec, and I think that's true, definitely from my point of view. And I'm not hating on spec, because I think that, like, again, I will watch a good spec video. And like Jeffrey is saying, it'll have to usually be a spec video connected to what I'm already interested in. So if I see like Reggie's doing undervalued X-Men books, which he dropped a video like that, and I was like, well, I'm a sucker. I'm going to watch that one for sure.
For me, it's usually cheaper ones that you can almost find in like a dollar bin kind of a thing.
Yeah, if we dropped a video of undervalued Hulk books, listing these books that are like, hey, these are little minor keys that people aren't watching, I would watch that video because it would be something that I'm interested in. And I know that it's spec, but it's the kind of spec I would prefer. Live streams tend to be longer and make it harder to build views rather than short edited content. I will say that that's probably true, JP, although I have seen people who get way more views from their live streams than their edited content. And I always say that Rod is this amazing channel. The guy is at almost 800 subscribers. He's blown past me. He is amazing. And it's almost all live streams. He just does these amazing live streams where he's connecting to all these parts of the comic community. When he does his shout out show, he goes and finds channels that are under discussed in our community. And then he brings all those people into his channel. He's amazing. And I think that's a rare thing for the live stream person.
I can honestly say that I've known Rod since before he even had a YouTube channel. So
I remember him getting shouted out through Tom's channel. Rod the Rican, he was getting shout outs on Tom's channel. And I was like, I love that freaking name. I got to subscribe to this guy.
Yeah, it's crazy. We were actually friends before he started doing videos. So that's pretty cool. It's super cool. I feel like really, really happy to watch him grow and do that. So
that's a great comment, TJ. I absolutely agree that there's this sense of family and community when you're like, I'm in my home and I'm hanging out with these people and I'm listening to their thoughts. And I've legitimately been watching a show on the replay, like The Hunt, with Jeffrey. It's this really annoying wrestling show. And I'm in the midst of watching it, and I am like talking to it. But it's like 2 days old, and I'm finally getting to watch it. And my wife's like, shut up, they can't hear you. Like,
Perry or JP says he wants in.
He needs in. All right. Send me your, I think I got your email, but just in case, send it to me on Instagram, JP, and I'll make sure I send it along.
Yeah, speculation is, and not everybody does it, but I think I guess it depends on for me, it depends on what I'm into. Like, and I don't know like how everybody else collects because I'm like a completionist in a sense. Like,
sure.
Especially right? Exactly. I want everything. Like, I'm sure everybody's already seen my list, but
I love your list. The green list.
Yeah, showing it up. This is Incredible Hulk series right here. Green ones are the ones that I have. This is for me to keep track because even with this, I still end up getting double. So I've got like from 247 to 474. But a lot of that is just through a long time collecting. Speculation was never a thing, but then the Immortal Hulk came out, and
right.
I'm getting opened up to a whole new world with all this speculation on these books and things like that. And the books that I don't have yet are getting driven up in price and things like that. So it's something that is funny because for the first time, what I want has been affected by like speculation and things like that. So
Rod, I'm not even joking. I sent you the invite like 20 minutes ago.
Like 5 of them.
Like 50. Yeah, not as many invites as you sent me today for your show, where I just kept getting pings on my email. Like, here's another invite. I sent you the invite at least 10 minutes ago. Just because I saw you were lurking. You were lurking.
Yes.
So I decided I'd throw you the chat. You're always welcome in the King's Court. Let me throw the banner back up there again. Welcome to the King's Court.
Right.
So like, what's going on in the community and our thoughts about it. Ooh, look, Excalibur. I'm going to blow Jeffrey up. He's got an X-Men book.
This is that speculation book I was just talking about that I bought. I paid $3 for it. It's Excalibur issue number 1. You can see over here there's no price. That's like, I guess, with the Eternals coming out, there's a first appearance in there. But that is a variant, I guess, that you want because this is the regular one. You see it's got the price up here like that.
Yep.
Yeah. So you want the one that doesn't have the price on it like that. But you can find it for like $3, probably even cheaper if you find it like at an LCS or something.
Yeah, I agree with your comment here, Sam. And I think it's a big reason why Rod has been so successful doing what people say you shouldn't do. Because people have told me again and again, make edited videos, shorter videos, release them consistently at the same time every week, make it so people tune in looking for that video. And I totally agree with that. But clearly there's other paths, and Rod has made an amazing one. And I think this is the reason why Sam is completely correct.
Here's what I got. What I say too is like when you see people who have thousands of subscribers, like, is that their living? Do they do that for a living? Because
not all of them. I know that obviously Tony's got 1,000 and Alec is 1,000, and they're obviously not doing that for a living. But I
guess I mean like 10,000+, and I don't mean just in comic book community.
You look at Reggie. He's got a job on the side. This is his second career, if you will.
Right.
He's got 2 jobs in this way, and then a family and all these. And he's a exercise fiend and all these things too. Not a fiend. He would say he's got a dad bod.
Because I just feel like if you're trying to do this as a business, then yes, there's a different way to go about it. I think like if you're trying to do this as a business, you do want to like try to put out content as much as possible. You do want to be consistent. You do want to be on these things. Now, if you're somebody I think who just does it as a hobby, like I do, kind of, don't overstress yourself out about things. Just kind of you can just go at your own pace, like. Because subscribers don't really matter. But like when you're in the world of trying to make this your business, subscribers are probably everything, because you got to get to a certain point before you can get demonetized and start making money and things like that. So I think the type of channel you're trying to have also can be important or play an influence on, what you're trying to do with your channel.
Sorry, I messed up on an invite and I had to fix it. Sorry, JP. Somehow I always typed in JP's name wrong. So the King blew it. Biggie Shaq was in the chat, and Highlight Comic Bro. Thank you guys for coming by.
Oh, Biggie Shaq. Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, and I think that I like seeing channels find their groove in other ways. And I know that like Tony Sanders has been a guy that made his channel successful through live streams, right? His channel grew through live streaming. And I think it's possible. I just think it's a different road. It's a rarer road. And, Alec made his channel successful through all of these things. He had edited content that he was releasing with his artist series. Then he moved on to live streams, which we were doing as a group. Then he's moved on to auctions, and he made a success doing that. And I think all of those things built together for him. Kachung says, I've seen plenty of channels that have 10 to 20,000 subs, but only get 40 to 100 viewers at one time. You guys regularly hit half that in viewers, but only have 5%. That's a great mathematical equation. I've put JP in a bad spot. Let me see if I can remove.
No, that's the appropriate spot.
Yeah, that one's better.
Jeffrey's glasses in his hat.
TJ, he said TJ hit it on the head. There's some people who do it just for that. Exactly right. When I do things,
maybe I should do it like
I'm lucky. I agree.
Boom. There. Look, now you guys are tiny, and the King is big. And you have to.
The King is the appropriate size.
Right. And now I can still see everything, and this works a lot better. Hylia says, I never thought I would have made the friends I've made when I put out a video. Last thing on my mind. I will say that was probably stupidly maybe the first thing on my mind. Hylia, I was thinking in my head, like, I want to play in the sandbox with everybody. Like, I look in and I see so many people having fun. I want to play too. Right? Yeah.
My biggest thought was, don't screw this up or you look like an idiot.
I knew that was going to happen. I didn't worry about it.
So let's say hello. The court bids welcome to JP Budget.
Oh, Lord, he made me big.
He has been the champion of Saturdays, dropping great edited content Saturdays. He's been the champion of Mondays.
Saturdays, as long as there's a little show on there about an hour before mine.
He's been the champion of Mondays with his Gotham City Chronicles, doing great edited live streams with Kavi. So, what are your thoughts on channel evolution, JP?
I don't know. I've been trying to work on that a little bit from my own perspective. Like you, John, I really started a channel because I wanted to interact with everyone. Like I was in the chats, but I didn't feel like I was part of the community, I guess. And that was the only reason I started making videos. I wanted the interaction. I wanted to do things like this.
Sure.
And so, and then I was like, I tried to come up with an idea that I thought, well, maybe somebody will watch. So I need to have somebody watch something in order to have a few people will interact with me. And, you know, I did that hot top 10 list, and I never dreamed it would become like what my channel is known for, I think, almost completely. And so I'm constantly
Spidey fan in the chat. Hello,
Hey, Spidey
How you
fan.
doing, buddy?
I want to shout out the Dorkeries too.
Where did they go? Did I miss somebody?
Well, they were in here earlier, and I think I missed them.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Dorkeries.
They're still
Check them out. I just found their channel maybe like 2 weeks ago. So they've been doing some really fun
unboxings.
things.
That's a good one. And the fact that my
Yeah.
wife is involved. Yep. There's not enough ladies in this community, so obviously
There is not.
any channel with
Oh, where y'all at?
it's always a benefit. There they are. So sorry, JP, you were saying.
Vu Hong, good
Oh.
to see you, Vu.
Vu Hong, that's going on, man. So, I don't remember. But basically, I'm constantly looking for ways to like do things that I think people will like, that will maybe make me a little less just that
Sure.
as a channel. And like I'm working on something now that I hope to premiere for the first time this week. That kind of goes back to your first subject you guys talked about a little bit tonight, but mostly you guys were talking about that you don't want to go down like the spec road earlier that, that some of the channels do. And I definitely don't want to do that. I mean, I realize the top 10 is sort of that. It's kind of an anti-spec video.
I agree. I think it's actually the perfect form for a spec video for my taste, in that it's about the realities of the spec market.
And that's really what I want my channel to be. It's just information. Hey, I think this will be the first time I've been live on. So maybe no.
He just jumped out. He just jumped in to say hello, then he jumped out. What is he doing?
He did that to me the other day. He was like on for like 2 seconds. He was like, "Hey," and then he had to go.
Thanks for listening, Vu.
But yeah, I just I want to give people information. I want to help them make smarter decisions, but I don't want to make decisions for you. I don't want to tell you buy this book or you should do this, because I barely do the right thing for myself.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Down there.
Yeah, it's the opposite of whatever you think it is.
It's the opposite. It's always the opposite.
JP, I know what you're talking about now, John's YouTube topic. Is it my YouTube topic? Sorry. Do I talk about this too much?
What, tacos?
Tacos?
Ooh.
Tacos.
Good.
Yeah.
Rod, just a Rican in his comics. How you doing, brother?
Tired.
I haven't seen you in forever.
Rod is up late again.
The wife is not here, man. She's coming home tomorrow night, and next thing you know, I'll be only on Tuesday night, and that's it, man.
Hey, I won't be back till Wednesday, so this is my last time on air till Wednesday. So
yeah,
I'll see you guys all Wednesday after this. So, Rod, what do you think about channel evolution? I kind of highlighted your channel as a channel that breaks the rules, as opposed, like, everybody tells me like this is how you are getting subs, but like then I look at your channel and you're doing it your own way.
I don't look at it that way. I look at it like I go out there like every day, and I just I see people that put out stuff, and I kind of acknowledge what they're doing, and either I like it or not. So if I dig it, then I'll leave a comment. I'll say, hey, I like what you're doing, and your channel's on my list under 1,000 subscribers. So I'll put that. I'll put that, and you can go out there and you can see what I do.
Yeah,
and I put that comment, but and I sub them up, and I always hit the notification bell. That way, when I see their stuff, I make sure I watch it, and I leave a comment on what they're doing, because there's a channel I found the other day that's under 10 subscribers. All right, guys, and you know what? they're gonna get a shout out. That's why tomorrow, instead of 5 shout outs, there's gonna be 6 shout outs tomorrow.
Bam.
He's awesome.
So that's what is. My wife was telling me. She said, why are you only doing 5 now? It should be 10. I was like, babe, you told me to do 5. I thought you said, well, I didn't think it was gonna be this big. I said, babe, it's the community, man. You click on people's channels and click their links or whatever channels they're following, and you click. I can click JP, and he's gonna have people. I can click John and see his followers and what he's subscribed to, and that's gonna open doors for everyone.
Right.
You see
I agree. And I think that there's all these little pockets, right? It's like there's this group that follows, Blaster Stasher. There's this group that follows Gem Mint, and then you connect to one person, and all of a sudden, a whole new group of people can be interacting with you. That's kind of and that's what I think is so great about your shout out show and your coast to coast show. You're always bringing in other people from this community that I like. Wolf Warner was like an eye opener. Like, how have I never seen this guy's channel before? This guy's amazing.
And that's the thing, because I've ran into certain channels that are into like black superheroes.
Right.
Wolf Warner, he's into everything. But I find channels that are into like black superheroes that drop knowledge on me that I was like, what the hell? I didn't know about this. Carolina Chris is dropping knowledge on, Indian characters and stuff like that from his, his heritage that he's into. So that's how you click on their channels.
Yep.
And click on their whoever's following them, and that opens doors.
Earlier, Blasted or Stash It mentioned this idea of what do you think about like inside jokes on channels? I think that my feeling is that like I dig that stuff. I think it makes me feel like I know the people and I'm hanging out with them more, because you go on the Comic Core and they're talking, Legends talking about eating tacos, or the fact that Paul Midwest Comic Man is dead. Those jokes are just random, funny little inside things. Just like you jump on, with me and Alec, and you hear Alec talking about Susan Speck. That kind of stuff is funny, right? I think that I like inside jokes, and I think they make people. I don't think they make people run away. I think they make people lean in a little. Like, what is going on here, right?
I mean, the inside jokes. Are you asking me, or
yeah? What do you guys think about having inside jokes built into what you do? Because all of us kind of have that shorthand discussion stuff, right?
Well, what kind of inside jokes are we talking about? Like where people are making fun of somebody? Or
no. Where you are joking with your chat about things that happened on previous episodes, right? When you see a chat and all of a sudden I come in and I drop my little king icon. Or Perry jumps in with his little like sideways eyes lurking icon. That's an inside joke that you don't know what it means unless you've caught other live streams, right?
The thing is,
you like green hearts?
Right, green hearts. Like, how many people know what the green heart means unless you were in that chat or you watched that video of Sam? You wouldn't know what it means.
What?
It's just love.
What?
Yeah, right.
Talking about the batata.
Look at all the green heart stuff.
That's the thing. Is like you build a connection with the people that you work with, and you get to know everybody. Like I know Jeffrey already. I know John, JP. I gotta get to know JP a lot better.
Yeah, we have something on. We haven't ever been on together. So
I know it's the first time we talk. I mean, I think I messaged you one time saying we need to do something. Yeah. We got good haircuts.
I know.
Right there. Just by saying something like that, we could just like joke around, and we could build the chemistry, and that's what's all about. We get to know each other and build a chemistry, and with channels, man. And that's just the way I look at it.
Here's some TJ shout outs. He was shouting out Bear Island, and I like TJ says, all my best work is on other people's channels, and I prefer it that way. This is firstly not true, but secondly, we all love having you on our channels, TJ. I will say.
Right. I'm pumped. TJ's gonna be on my channel on Monday.
Is he?
Yes.
What's going on Monday? Is it?
It's a Collecting Smart with TJ, the Boy Held Pleasant, and Metarog, and we're talking about to slab or not to slab, and not like any specific book, but just like as a philosophy and as you collect.
I wonder what TJ's philosophy is going to be. But before we get to
you know TJ doesn't slab anything.
What time is that going to be on, Jason?
later than normal. I think 10 Eastern, I believe.
10 Eastern, 7. Okay. So shout out to the show on JP's channel. Monday, 10 Eastern. You can catch Slabdragon and JP. I'm pumped to hear that now. I'll have to make sure that I bring my earbuds to San Diego and I can walk around and listen.
Anybody know what Susan Speck is?
I know what Susan Speck is.
I can explain it. Yeah.
I don't know, but Bear Island's asking about it.
Bear Island knows. He was in that chat.
There's other people making the same comment. It actually was an inside joke. It came from Alec and I joking that there's way too much speculation on books that have no right to be speculated on. Like it's stupid to be speculating on.
Like just because something got optioned, all of a sudden it's
right.
the hottest book of the week kind of thing.
Yeah. And so we were gonna read.
Never gonna get done with.
Yeah, we were gonna read. We chose not to read the hot spec book that week. We chose instead to read Sabrina the Teenage Witch #1. And the joke was that like we're only gonna spec on. This is the first appearance of her classmate Susan. So Susan Speck became this thing. Like the only thing we're specking on is Susan Speck. And then of course Invisible Woman came out, and I was like, that's the perfect Susan Speck right there. Susan Storm, spec on that.
There you go.
So that was legit the joke. It just blew out of this that like that was the only thing Alec would be willing to speculate on is that Susan would appear. He was hoping beyond hope that there would be a character named Susan in the Sabrina the Teenage Witch #1. And he was like, that girl right here, you see the back of her head, that's Susan.
That's Susan.
And in like 10 issues from now, she's going to become a huge character. I feel as if I make the dragon angry. Well, let's just be honest, Perry. You make a lot of people angry.
Very.
So do I. Every time I say that I don't like Deceased, I get like 5 Instagram messages from people telling me what's wrong with me. So I like to push.
I don't like Deceased either, John. So there you go.
I tell you, any comic book that makes Lois Lane look unattractive is doing something wrong. I'm just gonna offer that as an idea.
I'm just gonna say it takes a lot for me to drop something after 1 issue. I dropped it after 1 issue. That's how bad I was.
Though I agree that the whole no spec thing didn't last super long for Alec because it's like a drug. It's hard to get out. The mafia analogy is not far off.
But I will tell you with this, Alec is super knowledgeable and he has read basically every book. You see a book in his collection, he's read it. I know it. He's been collecting. These books have been in his collection since he was a kid. If anybody is going to spec, like, he's one of the ones that I would take advice from.
Yeah, and I think
Alec, right?
Yeah. I think Alec does a certain kind of speculating. He does buy books that are hot or before that he thinks they will become hot, but he's definitely trying to pick books that he already is interested in, already likes. He's trying to stay away from like Captain Marvel. What was it? Captain Marvel 8, right? Like I walked into my LCS, I saw that on the shelf. I could have bought 3 of them, and I'm like, this is stupid. I'm not buying this book. Like I don't want this book.
So, well, I talked about that today as like on my top 10 thing was like I could have bought that Immortal Hulk 1 in 25 for $10.
Yeah,
before it blew up.
Right.
I was like, I don't care.
So I was watching that video. I was watching that video you put out this morning, JP. And when you start, I knew that was a hot book. And when you started talking about the prices, I was like, "Holy cow! Is it really that expensive?" I went on eBay. You cannot get a CGC grade. You cannot find a graded copy for under $399. No. If you want a raw copy, it's almost $300.
Which one is this?
Immortal Hulk #2, the 1 in 25 variant with him like popping out of the brick wall kind of thing.
Right.
Literally could have been mine for $10, and
I passed it up for 40 back in the day, and I was like, $40, you're crazy. I'm gonna wait till that one comes back down.
Yeah, that one hurt.
and for me, I know that like I've thought about it several times. Like, oh, I could do a fun like, hey, underrated Daredevil books or X-Men books that I care about that I think are cool but could go up in value. But I'm like, that's just not my channel. It's not what I want my channel to be. And it's nothing against people that do. I just want my channel to be a reflection of my interests. So you're going to get Lost. You're going to get movies. You're going to get comics and Marvel heavy, light DC. That's just me. And I want it to be a reflection of me, you know?
Yeah,
absolutely. And you'll make me cry, making me watch movies too with my wife laying there in bed.
Don't worry, this week's movie was not a tearjerker. And next week, the one after that I've got Perry watching is pretty dang violent. So we got some action coming your way.
Oh, is it Equilibrium? Another one again?
No. That's not my kind of. I gave that movie like a 7.5. I didn't give that a great grade.
Oh man.
So, do you, Rod, see your channel evolving in some way?
Before you answer that, let's say Rod's channel evolves every day. From the time that he came onto YouTube to it was just me and him doing coast to coast live. To how many shows do you have now? 4 or 5 shows?
37.
Solid shows. Like and I know you played around with different things on the coming up on there. So your show,
I think he's got four live shows a week.
Yeah, his channel has been an entire process of evolution, and I'm pretty sure it's still evolving. But like, he's done a great job, man.
It's what. It's the process of evolution with you guys too, though, because all you guys help it out. Because all you guys and JP's, he's gonna be hanging out with me soon.
All right,
but you know what? The thing is, it's like, so we have Coast to Coast Comics, and then we have Sunday the shout out show, and then Tuesday Buyer Pass, of course, Comic Triple Threat, and that's pretty much it. But
you've been on Rican scale regularly, and then you got late night Perry show.
But you know what? That's Perry scale's a different story, man. the Rican scale, man. What we did this past week is off the charts. That's one video or one show that I would love to edit. Cause it could take me 5 minutes to do the video, but to edit it's going to take me about 2 hours to do and stuff like that. And you know what? I work a 40-hour week, just like all you guys do, unless you like Perry that just it drinks Red Bulls and Monster Energy drinks.
Learn all day, 15 minutes a day.
His stuff is epic. What he does is amazing. But you know what? I figure, I go live and people see this stuff the way it is. Have a good time. I like to interact with the community in their chat, and I like the people to leave a comment. And then it goes, John. I told you, man, I was sitting on the couch or laying down, forget what it was. I was eating something, and he said, "Rican scale." I said, "Huh?" I was like,
I said, "Right now."
I just stopped what I was doing. I just grabbed 5 books. I was going through my notes. I was like, I had notes already printed out. I said, let's do it. And then Jeffrey, I told Jeffrey, man, I said, come on the community shout out show. And he came on 1 week and we did amazing. But the doors are open, man. So I like to bring people in. I want to hang out and I just like to support everyone in the community. And that's what I'm all about, man. I'm ready.
Hey, I'm ready for another Rican scale Thursday or Friday next week. We'll have to talk.
Oh man, we'll bring JP on that.
I want to shout out Lords of the Long Box are in the chat. TiVo is an awesome guy. I've met him at the WonderCon when Jeffrey was like, "Hey, no, dude, it's TiVo."
I hung out in the shadows because I was too nervous.
But TiVo's rebooted his channel. You guys better sub him up. I think he's almost all the way up, passing me at this point. He's been blowing up. But he was on. Was it tonight, TiVo? You were on with Gem Mint. He was on with Gem Mint talking MCU, what's coming up with the MCU. I think it was tonight. So if you jumped onto Gem Mint's channel, you might be able to catch the rewind of that video. I think that was when you were on. I was a little busy, so I might have to watch it on the rewind. We got to kind of wrap it up here. I'm sorry that this King's Court went on a little bit longer than I had planned, but it's kind of the fun of it. You just come into the castle and you don't know what you're going to get.
You never know.
Go for 2 hours. Go for 2 hours, man.
I was going to say, I haven't even went an hour and a half yet, John.
Go for 2 hours, man. Hit the midnight.
I am not going to do that. I do not do 2-hour live streams. I'm not Perry.
Look at Jeffrey. Look at his eyes. Like
I'll give him a look. I'll cover him up. There you go. Now you don't have to see him. Oh, no, there's the eyes. 24/7, 365 to boost viewership. There you go. Just do it. More videos, more.
Oh man, that was a nice ass cat. What's the name of the cat?
Harley.
Harley.
She comes through. She's kind of like the sneak preview. You never know what's going to happen with her on
You never know when she's going to appear.
And I can't hear.
Just all of a sudden, she hears JP talking, and she's like, "Okay, he's going crazy again. I gotta go." There's nobody in this room. Damn, nobody.
That's basically the look I'm getting right now.
She's like, "Who are you talking to?"
Yeah, my cat Phoenix. Yeah, she's not friendly.
Well, as always,
like, no, stay away from her.
As Rod always says, check out these channels in the chat. There's great people there. You can definitely find some fun new content. You might find a great channel that you hadn't heard of before. I am a huge fan. I can vouch for all three of these guys here in this show with me tonight. I watched their videos. I comment on their videos. I joined them on too many of their videos, especially this guy right here.
This guy and that guy are really good.
I've been on Gotham Chronicles.
This guy and that guy.
I'm the only double offender on that Gotham Chronicles. So please check out those channels. Maybe you find something you really like and you can sub up. Jeffrey taught us about that notification bell, so make sure you click that bell so you can see what's coming. I really appreciate everybody coming by. Leave me a comment on this video if you have a preference for edited content or live streams where you can join in and see what's happening in the chat. Or if you like watching things on the rewind, or if you like a mixture of everything. I think channel evolution is really important, and I like to hear your thoughts because clearly you're watching my channel. So
damn right, and that's the only reason why you want to subscribe, because he puts out stuff, and that's the main reason why.
Fire! It's fire!
That's fire! That's
the thing. That's the thing. You can just subscribe, but the only reason why is because he just said it right now, man. This is why, man. We put out great stuff. John
right there.
The man.
Or maybe you want it because I'm giving away free comic books at the end of the month. So if
you win until Marilyn makes this video. If
you get me up to 800 subscribers, I'm gonna go with 6 different giveaways. I'm gonna give away everything. Maybe I'll throw a TJ Watson pedigree book in every box.
Oh,
181.
This is where I'm going to get the devil symbol.
You are going to get in trouble for that.
Yeah,
not be doing that, buddy.
Totally joking. I would not do such a thing. But I have some lesser grade copies of the same books that I can give away.
Turok.
Turok, and
I do have one Turok now.
Everybody gets a Turok.
Thanks to Comic Tom, he gave me my first Turok. I like clear video and audio and engaging personalities. Thank you, Timo. I do appreciate those same qualities in a good stream.
And so thank you, gentlemen with bald heads. Should I say?
Have a wonderful evening. The King bids you farewell, and I hope to see you all in another King's Court here very, very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate everybody.